Jonas Jerebko. There he is. Jonas, how are you?
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. I'm doing great. Just finished practice, and I've been looking forward to this. Love your show.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, this is very exciting. To me, like, we talk to all these great MMA fighters, but then it's like, oh, an NBA player. I feel like you guys are, superhuman on a different world. Like, I can't believe you even text me back. It's like, wow, NBA player uses a phone. It's all very surreal. So this is very exciting, and I appreciate you doing it in between, games 1 and 2. You're in Oklahoma City right now, right? What is that like?
Yep. I mean, it's Oklahoma City, not much to do, but we just finished practice, and we're getting ready for round 2. We lost the first round, but it's a 7-round fight, so
I like it.
got to get the second one.
I like that analogy. Now, let me scratch my basketball itch here very quickly. Just a couple of things. How is Donovan Mitchell feeling?
He's doing good. I just talked to him. He's gonna be ready. He's got to do an MRI on his foot, but other than that, he's gonna be fine, and he's a fighter, so we're gonna be good.
Yes, what a scene on the bench. He's telling your coach, Quinn Snyder, get away from me. I want to get back in there. That man is a fighter. So I'm happy to hear that he's doing well. In your opinion, what was the key to that game yesterday? Why did it not go your way? What needs to happen for game 2?
I mean, they got hot. Paul George, I think it was 8 for 11 from 3. So we got to stop that and make it a little tougher for them. But they made some tough shots. They played better than us. We just got to come out. We made some game plan mistakes that we just got to correct now for the second game. So I'm not worried about it. Like I said, it was the first round out of 7. So we're gonna come back strong.
And overall, your first year in Utah, after some time, of course, in Detroit for the majority of your career, and then Boston, how has it been this year in Utah? One of my favorite teams. I love that's a first-class franchise. I love the fact that you ended up there. How has it been?
It's been great. Like you said, first-class franchise. I think we have one of the best fans in the NBA. We always fill the arena. It's a lot of excitement in Salt Lake and the whole state of Utah. So it's been great. First year coming from 6 years in Detroit and 3 years in Boston, and making the playoffs 4 years straight. It's been great. So just trying to make the best of it, and I think we got a great chance of beating any team in this league this year. So we just got to take it game by game and get this game too.
And to go in after Gordon left, to be a part of that sort of new blood to come in and to do what you guys did, nothing short of remarkable. One of the best stories in all of sports this year. So congratulations to you and your team. I know you don't want it to end here, but just getting to this point,
No.
I think a lot of people, I feel like it would be fair to say a lot of people weren't expecting this, right?
No, I mean, we had a tough November, December schedule that really caught up with us. And we had some injuries early on, but we managed to battle back. We got the full team back, and we started playing well. And like you said, we had a great end of the season here. So, we're just trying to build on that. And we can beat any team in this league. So that's what we're trying to do.
Okay, now let's talk about mixed martial arts. This is what you came on the show to talk about. When did you first get into MMA?
When I was growing up in Sweden, my dad always used to watch the K1, and I used to always watch it with him. My favorite fighter used to be Semi Shields. And just growing up watching K1, and then Ultimate Fighter came on. I don't think I've ever missed a season of the Ultimate Fighter, and just caught my eye. I don't know what it is with MMA, but I just love the sport. Love watching it. I get so hyped up. Like the fight the other night, I was standing up the whole fight. Gaethje against Poirier. I mean, it was a unbelievable fight. I get so excited I can't even sit down.
That is amazing. Okay, so a lot to unpack there. Schilt, one of the tallest fighters ever. Did you like him? Because you're 6'10", right? So did you feel like you had a kinship with him?
Not really. I just thought he was cool, and I just him just being a great fighter. And then he was 6'11". He was a monster. So,
Yeah.
really liked his fighting style and what he did, and that's what really caught my eye.
So it's interesting that you mentioned the Ultimate Fighter, because we debate about the Ultimate Fighter a lot on this show, because I feel like it's past its prime, that it's run its course. There's a new season starting in a couple of days here. Do you still watch it at this point? Are you one of the few who still watches it?
Yeah, I mean, the last few seasons have been a little dragged out, but when they've been starting to bring in undefeated fighters and stuff like that, I kind of have to watch it. So they're mixing it up and trying to keep me engaged, and they're doing a good job. So yeah, I have been watching.
Wow. And is it hard? Like, I mean, obviously you're so busy, especially, during the months of September all the way to May, June. Is it hard to watch fights live? Are you like DVRing? Are you taping a lot of things and then watching in your downtime?
No, I'll just go on UFC.com or one of your sites, or just trying to stay updated, when the fight goes on. And then like last time or last night, we got in late, so I only got to see like 2, 3 fights, which sucked. But, I kept updated on Twitter and just, see what was going on. And at least I got to see the main fight. So it was a great one.
Are there any other players on the team that share your passion for MMA?
There's a few guys that watches it. They don't watch it really like I do. If there's a UFC on, I'm definitely home that night. I'm watching TV. I will not be anywhere else. So, we had a few guys on Boston that like to watch it with me. So we used to get rooms at the hotel and watch it together.
Wow.
Like the Ronda fight when she lost to Holly was one of the most fun nights we had and with the Celtics there.
Wow. So throughout your time in the NBA, who's been the biggest NBA fan that you've had excuse me, MMA fan that you've had as a teammate?
I think Evan Turner plays
Oh,
for
wow.
Portland right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, yeah, me and Evan we always used to discuss, who's going to win here and there. Maybe throw a few small bets out here and there. So, yeah, and he's a big MMA fan too.
And of course, now you have my man Derek, who works for the Jazz, who's also an Uber fan, who
Yeah.
watches this show all the time, who I'm told sent me like a care package, but I didn't bring it because I didn't check my mail before I left. What the hell? I'm so upset. You don't know how upset I am.
I see the bobbleheads over there. We had a Rudy bobblehead. I had a jersey signed for you and everything. I thought we were
What?
gonna get some love for the Jazz there, but well, you can bring it out for the next show then.
Next week, he didn't tell me that he was sending something right away. I wasn't like, he didn't say that it was an urgent thing. I'm so mad right now, but this is so thoughtful. Thank you to all of you. I appreciate it.
Fault. We'll put that on him. So
Yes,
he
yes.
wanted
Wow.
me to give you a hard time. So.
Wow. And I heard the sweatshirt, the famous sweatshirt. Oh my gosh, this is too exciting. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Favorite fighter of all time. Who's number one for you as far as MMA is concerned?
That's a tough one. I mean, I just love the sport. So like every fight is different for me. But I mean, I got to go with one of my Swedish guys, Ariel Latifi and Alexander Gustafsson are two of my favorite fighters, being from Sweden. But Royce Gracie, you got him right there. Is an idol of mine. I had an opportunity to meet him at the Bellator, so that was exciting.
Wow.
So I might have to go with Gracie on that one.
Okay, interesting. And do you recall watching him in the early days, or were you too young?
I was a little bit too young, but highlights. I've been
Yeah, of
watching
course.
highlights, and just watching him go through the tournament was pretty amazing stuff. But I love Randy Couture also, Chuck Liddell. They were the coaches of the Tough One that really got me going on that stuff. So the Forrest Griffin Stephan Bonner fight in season 1 was like epic. So
Yes.
it really got me loving the sport of MMA.
Now, what about Conor McGregor? How do you feel about him right now? That's the guy that everyone talks about as far as MMA is concerned. You've seen what happened in Brooklyn. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah. I mean, I followed it. I watched it. I just wanted him to just call Khabib out and fight him instead of doing all that stuff. I wish he would have just called him out and fought him. Just think it was kind of childish. Just call him out. You can fight the guy in the ring.
Right.
It's could have made a lot of money in fighting him in the ring instead of throwing dollies at buses and getting people injured. And it was just ugly. I felt bad for the people that were getting ready to fight, and Ray Borg and who else, Chiesa. I just felt bad for them not being able to perform. They got a lot of fans out there too that they were ready to fight, and something like that happened. It didn't make me like him more. Let's put it that way.
Okay, wow. It's interesting. Like I agree with you 100%. Like if you have an issue with, say, Patrick Patterson of the Thunder, and you throw a punch, you're getting suspended. You can't go out and actually settle your differences. Maybe you could get a little physical under the basket, but that's it. But in our sport, it's like the only sport that you can essentially get into a no holds barred fight and get paid for it and get paid really well, and yet that's what we resorted to. That's the part that kind of like, if that fight doesn't happen next, if he ends up fighting Nate Diaz or someone else, then what the hell were we doing? Like, what was the point of all of this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, just call him out, go fight. A lot of people would have been very, very excited for that. Now, who knows what's going to happen? I'd like to see Poirier get a chance. I mean, he had a hell of a performance against Gaethje, so I think he deserves a chance.
Wow. So you would actually you would vote in favor of Dustin Poirier leapfrogging Conor McGregor and fighting Khabib next?
After what he did, yeah. I
Wow.
mean, I love his fighting style. I love Dustin, so I think he deserves it. And I don't think Connor deserves that what he did. He's got some issues he got to resolve first, and then come to the ring and see who's got the belt.
That is fascinating. I didn't expect you to say
That's
who do
that's my opinion.
Sure, sure. Well, that's why you're on. We want to get your opinion. And by the way, there's some
Yeah.
talks these days that maybe Alex is going to fight Luke Rockhold. Do you like that fight next for your fellow countrymen?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's been injured a little bit. He's coming back. We all know he's a great fighter. I mean, the John Jones fight, shows you everything what he got. So I think Luke Rockhold is a great fighter too. So I think I'm excited for that one.
Have you ever met Alex?
No, I have not. I've actually haven't been in Sweden in a while. With the NBA season being so long and just getting ready for the next season, signing a new contract and stuff like that. I haven't really been home, but that's on my bucket list is to get to the All Stars gym in Stockholm and maybe get some workouts in with him.
Wow. So, okay, that was actually my next question. Have you ever trained in any kind of martial art before?
No, I've been wanting to, but with my NBA contract and the injury risks, I've kind of been
Uh,
told not to do it. So I'm gonna have to wait till my career is over and then sharpen my MMA game up.
okay. So does it explicitly say that you're not allowed to do that sort of thing in your contract?
No, it doesn't. So I could probably get out there and do a little bit of mat work and stuff like that. But basketball is what I do for a living. So I'm trying to just stay healthy and be on the court.
Yeah, that's right. Because I know, guys like Darren Williams. He owns a gym in Dallas and does some jujitsu. But of course, that's where you make your money. So it's not really worth it. Speaking of Darren Williams, when he was on our show last year, by the way, this is the third year in a row that we have a member of the playoffs on the show during the playoff season. So this is a very exciting tradition for us. I asked him about another hot topic that we like to talk about in our sport is, if there will ever be a fighters association of some kind, collective bargaining, revenue sharing.
Yeah.
They're leaving a lot of opportunities and, of course, money at the table. Do you feel like this is something that is actually being a member of a union? Of course, is this possible given the way the sport is structured? Would you advise the fighters to
Yeah.
finally band together?
I think they should. I mean, it's becoming one of the biggest sports in the world. I mean, a lot of people watch it. There's a lot of interest, and there's a lot of money floating around. So I don't see why not. I definitely think they should at least start talking about it, and then somebody needs to take the torch and go first. But yeah, I think so.
It's funny because like you guys, you obviously wear a uniform, and Nike makes your uniform, and the UFC initially when they came out with their Reebok uniform, if you want to call it that, the kit as they call it, said like, oh, this is like every other sport, but in your sport you can have your own shoes, right? You can have your own shoe deal, you can make money that
Yeah.
way on top of everything else. They don't have that opportunity, so they don't have an opportunity to
No.
put a sponsor on. They're losing out on so much.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of money there. That's why you see a lot of these guys signing with other organizations, and I understand them. You want to be able to get out there and sign with Gatorade or Pepsi or just any other company and be able to make some extra money. So yeah, I understand where they're coming from, but they kind of got their hands tied with a big organization, signing the top fighters.
Watching the UFC, there's enough UFC on, to keep you pretty occupied. Do you watch? I know you were at Bellator not that long ago. Do you check out their shows as well? Do you check out the other organizations?
Yeah, I do. Anytime it's on TV, I got MMA on live, I'd say. I've seen a little bit of, the VSOF, but they changed the name. The PGL
Yes.
or something now. They got a V
PFL.
coming out.
PFL.
PFL, yeah. So I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on it. But obviously, with UFC having the top fighters, I always keep a closer eye on them. But I always watch Bellator when it's on TV. I just watched Michael Chandler, win his fight. So
Wow.
which was a
You
great.
really watch everything. That's unbelievable. You're really up to date.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, if there's an MMA event on TV, you will find me in my room or at home watching it, and I'll be watching the whole thing.
Are you still in that same house? I saw a video of you giving a tour of your house. Are you in that house with the basketball court inside and all that? Is that where you currently live? Not right now, of course.
Yes,
Where
I
you come?
am. I'm not there right now during the
Yeah.
season, but that's my off-season house. So yeah, I got a little movie theater down there. I usually invite all my friends every UFC or Bellator event. I usually have a little event at my house. So
Man, I
yeah.
gotta say, I'm not one to be like wowed by material things, but I was blown away, especially the basketball court in your house. If anyone's watching this and types in your name, Jonas Jerebko, on YouTube, it's the first video that comes up. That is the most unbelievable house I've ever seen. That's incredible. That is
Yeah, I
the
mean
definition of a dream house.
it is my dream house, and I was able to buy it. And obviously, having a basketball court and a weight room in the house makes it a lot easier to train. And I rarely leave my house in the summer. Like I'll work out, I'll watch some MMA, I'll watch some movies, and that's it.
That is unbelievable. What a life. You also own an esports franchise, the Detroit Renegades. Now, I'm not a connoisseur as far as esports is concerned, but I recognize how popular it is, and I do believe there's a crossover in terms of our audience and the esports audience. What does that mean, an esports franchise? What does that exactly mean? Do they just play in different games, like they travel around? How does that work?
Oh yeah, they travel all over the world. You got different games, different genres, and we've signed players in different games like Halo, Counter Strike, Overwatch. You have all these different games, and you like you said, you have millions and millions of people watching it, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. So I just seen an opportunity in a future sport to just get in and be involved.
And so they're called the Detroit Renegades. Do they play in Detroit? Like, why is there a city attached to their name?
A lot of these games are online, so you can be in North America, you can be in Asia, you can be in Europe. They have leagues all over the world. But since I live in Detroit, I just called it the Detroit Renegades, and then we got our main hub there. We got an office, we got people working, and we have a couple teams that live there and play there.
So is this a lucrative thing for you? Like, has it been going well? I know you purchased a team around a year and a half or so ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. It's
Okay.
going very well. We're always looking for sponsorship opportunities and stuff like that. But no, it's been good. We've got a lot of fans, and it's growing every day. And we're playing against some really big teams. And like I said, the interest is just getting bigger and bigger, and the audience is getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, we're excited for the future of the Renegades.
And this has nothing to do with the NBA's? The NBA has an esports league as well, right?
Yeah, they just started one, with the NBA 2K, and they're doing their own thing with all the NBA teams. And obviously, I can't be involved since I'm a player. So they're kind of doing
Oh,
their own thing in the esports world and trying to explore that.
why can't you be involved?
Because I got an NBA contract. It's a CBA. I can't be involved with no NBA teams. I already have a contract, so there's a conflict of
Oh,
interest there that I can't really get involved in.
okay, okay. Do you like what they're doing? Do you feel
Yeah.
like that's a smart thing that they're doing this?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they're trying to get the younger crowd that involved with the NBA and the esports crowd kind of mixed together. So they're doing a good job. It's been getting a lot of hype lately in the media and stuff like that. So it's still in the early stages, so it's hard to say, but we'll keep an eye on it and see how it goes.
I heard. I don't know if you heard this. Uriah Faber is working for the Sacramento esports team. Did you hear this?
Yeah, I heard he's doing the mental coaching
Yeah.
for some of their players and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean,
Is that legit or is that
might be a
BS?
PR move. Who knows? I don't know. We got some psychologists working with all our guys, so maybe Uriah is doing the job for them.
Okay, wow, that is interesting. Okay, so Derek told me that, and correct me if I'm wrong, you actually predicted that Rose was going to beat Joanna at UFC 217, and I believe you
Yeah,
also predicted TJ over Cody, right?
yeah, I did. I had those two for me and Derek were talking, and yeah, no, I thought Rose was going to get the first one, and yeah, I didn't think Cody was going to pull that one off, so I had TJ taking it back, and I was right.
Wow. And did you think that she would win the second one just a couple of weeks ago? Did you watch?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I had Rose on that one too. I think she's tougher than I mean, sorry, what's now I forgot her name. Joanna's been getting a lot of hype lately, and I think Rose has just been an underdog. I don't know why, because she's so good, and she's been showing that she's been able to take punches too, and she punched back. So no, I wasn't surprised at all. I think she's a really tough fighter.
Okay, so let me hit you with a few predictions before we go here. This weekend we have. Do you know who's fighting in the main event this weekend in Atlantic City?
Yeah, yeah. Lee and what's his name? I saw him live in Detroit.
Yep.
Leg
Barbosa.
leg kicks. What's his
Leg
name?
kick guy.
Yeah, Barbosa.
Yeah,
and Lee. Yeah.
In fact, he made his debut in Detroit at UFC 123.
Yeah. Oh, I watched it. I watched those leg kicks live. Every one of them hurt me when I saw them. So I remember that one.
You were at that one, and you were in attendance at the Palace.
Yep. That was my only live UFC event I've been to. Was the one in Detroit when I played there.
Wow. Rampage, Lyoto Machida, right? BJ Penn, Matt Hughes.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a great live event. That was my first live event at UFC.
You need to get to another one.
I know I haven't had time, but this summer I'm definitely going to go to wherever they are. I'm going to travel there and go watch, because I'm staying in the States all summer. So I'm definitely going to travel to a few.
By the way, did you go to Invicta? Was in Salt Lake City. Were you guys home for that a couple of weeks ago?
No, we were not. If I would have known, I would have been there.
Ah, come on.
I would definitely have been there.
Okay, so Kevin Lee Barbosa, who do you have?
That's going to be a good fight. I hate to root it or say against the Detroit guy, but I think Barbosa going to get that one.
Okay, interesting. Wow, yeah, that's right. Kevin Lee, the Motown phenom. All right, let me hit you with this one. Robert Whitaker, Yoel Romero 2.
I think Whitaker takes that one, coming off an injury. I still think he got it. I think he got that one.
And TJ Cody 2.
We'll see. Ooh. That's going to be a great fight. I'm gonna go with TJ again. I think he's gonna defend it, and Cody's gonna have to go back and win a couple other fights until he gets the third chance.
Okay, this is the big one. Stipe Miocic, Daniel Cormier. That's the one you should go to. July 7th. The season's definitely over. Las Vegas. That's the one. Okay, that's the one. We got it on the record here.
Yes, I'm gonna go to that one. Oof. How can you go against Cormier?
Oh wow!
I think Stipe going to defend it.
Really?
Defend it.
You threw me a curveball there.
How can you go against Cormier? No, I got Stipe on that one. I think he's going to defend his title. I mean, I'm a big fan of Cormier, but that's going to be a tough task.
Okay. Well, there you go. Now, what do you do for the next 2 days? Oh, what do I? No one cares what I think. I don't like to make predictions. You know why? Because the fighters watch and then they get mad at me for picking against them. Everyone's very sensitive, so I try to abstain.
Yeah. Okay, I understand.
I like to pin it on the guests.
No, we got practice tomorrow. We got practice tomorrow, getting ready for OKC again, and then it's game time Wednesday. So just get some rest, get the body some rest, and just get mentally ready for this game. That's about it.
And you got the extra day off. That's annoying, right? I'm sure you want to go home at this point.
Yeah, it was a little annoying. I would have rather played tomorrow. I mean, we could have played right now. The whole team is ready. So, like I said, we watched the game tape today, and we can definitely improve, and we're excited for round 2.
Yeah, it's a fun little fact about this series. I don't know if you know this. You guys are wearing a different jersey in every game of the series, even if it goes 7. Did you know that? The matchups.
I did not know that. But that's pretty cool.
Like you and the Thunder will never be wearing the same jerseys in any game twice. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I understand. That's pretty cool. We've been doing that all year. We've been mixing it up. I never had this many colors and jerseys in the NBA, so it's pretty cool.
By the way, the jersey you sent me, was it the one with all the different colors on it? That one's the greatest. Was it that one?
No, I know. I can send you one of those.
Oh, okay. I know. I don't want to.
They've been really hard to get with Nike.
Okay, okay. No, I'm
No,
not
we'll get
begging.
one sent out if you put it up there one on an
Absolutely.
MMA hour, we'll send it out to you.
Absolutely. And by the way, can you tell Quinn? I mean, can we get a little more playing time in game two? I mean, yesterday, what was it, 5 minutes or something like that? You can add a lot to this team. You could bring a lot to the table. What's going on?
Hey, that's not my call, but I'm always ready. I've been known to always been ready, so I'm just going to be ready when my number's called, and that's all I can control. So we're going to be ready.
Okay. A very diplomatic answer. And by the way, Jonas, did you know a little fun
Right.
factoid for you that arena that you're playing in that hosted the last ever Strikeforce event? Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. In
There you go.
OKC?
In OKC, yep. The last ever
Huh.
Strikeforce event. The main event, Nate Marquardt against Tarek Safadine, who's from somewhat nearby Belgium, of course. Daniel Cormier was on the card. Josh Barnett,
Yeah.
I believe it was 2012, January of 2012.
Wow, I didn't know. I did not know that, but that's a fun fact. Now I know.
There you go. This has been so much fun, Jonas. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on in between, games and practice
Thanks
and
for having me.
everything. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I wish you the best. We are rooting for you here on the MMA Hour. Take note, hashtag take note. Let's get this done. Send the Thunder
Yeah,
packing. Move on to round two, beat the Rockets, and then we'll go to the Western Conference Finals. It's going to be great. Thank you so much. All the best to you and the team.
let's
Really
do it.
appreciate it, and we'll be cheering for you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
All right, there he is, the pride of Sweden, Jonas Jerebko of the Utah Jazz.